Hello everyone, today is 7th of July, Sunday, so I hope you have a wonderful day and a great weekend. Now it's 11 o'clock in the morning, Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is my first update for a day in which I will share all the main news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets and Russian language pages on different internet platforms. And there are quite a few very significant developments and news that I'd like to share with you for this moment, although before I start, let me remind you, if I may, that today evening, 9 o'clock Moscow time, I will have traditional Sunday live stream, community chat, and of course news update. I hope you will find time to join the conversation. That's been said, let's talk about news now, and I will start with this report from Kommersant newspaper that in Voronezh region, as a result of strike by Kiev regime's drone warehouse caught fire, and in that warehouse there were some explosive materials and some secondary explosions were heard. I shared information about it on my Telegram a few minutes ago. You can check that out if you want to. No reports about injuries, and emergency services are in the area now and they're dealing with this fire. Also, we have a report about another Ukrainian drone strike, this time in Krasnodar region, that happened yesterday, and as a result of that strike, two fuel depots were damaged, and some fuel tanks caught fire there. At this point, I guess fire have been extinguished in those on those plants. Also, by the way, we have a report from TASS news agency about statement of deputy of the Russia's foreign minister Sergei Ryabkov about possible changes in or corrections in Russian nuclear doctrine. I translated this news because topic is immensely important. So to be more precise, I will read this mechanical translation from Google. So Deputy Foreign Minister of Russian Federation Sergei Ryabkov admitted that some specifications in the Russian nuclear doctrine could occur after some time in the context of further escalation of the situation by Moscow's opponents. The deputy minister drew attention to the fact that there is a document called Fundamentals of the State Policy in the Field of Nuclear Deterrence, where nuclear doctrine is described in more detail. There it is presented substantively and in relation to certain situations. He noted in an interview with the International Affairs magazine, Ryabkov emphasized the need for conceptual additions and adjustments. That is why the President of Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, said that the doctrine is a living instrument. He said the diplomat admitted that after some time there will be concretizations of approaches on our part to these extremely important and very responsible plots in situations of further escalation on the part of our opponents, Ryabkov emphasized. Earlier, the press secretary of the Russian president, Dmitry Peskov, told reporters that discussions are underway about the need to bring the Russian nuclear doctrine in line with the realities of our times. So once again, topic of Russia's nuclear doctrine makes headlines, and possible corrections or specifications that this document may undergo in a fairly short time. I spoke about this topic. I shared my opinion about this whole nuclear topic earlier, and I said that in my personal opinion, Moscow is already in a situation when it's not a question if, but a question of when Russia will start using extreme force to bring Western ruling class to their senses. Maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know, but I think all this talks about specifications in the doctrine is due to that inevitability, in my opinion, that extreme force will be used at some point, especially if Western ruling class will continue escalation with Russia. Recently, several channels reported that after a terrorist attack of Pentagon on beach in Sevastopol, and I say Pentagon because that attack with ATACMS missiles, US-made ATACMS missiles with the cluster warhead was conducted by US military personnel, by the way. It was not Kiev regime, because Kiev regime has no access to those weapons, really. And Kiev regime has no professionals who can operate with ATACMS missiles. It's done all by US militaries. And it was Pentagon and US militaries that killed Russian civilians on that during that strike on Sevastopol, and wounded more than 150 others. 4 civilians were killed during that attack and more than 150 wounded. After this, Russian foreign minister summoned the US ambassador, and according to some rumors, US ambassador was told that we are no longer in peace. And then, as we know, head of Pentagon called his Russian colleague. They had some exchange of opinions, and I guess Russia issued probably warnings that Pentagon had to listen. And some channels are suggesting now that since that day, by the way, there is significant drop in activities of the US drones over the Black Sea. I'm not quite sure about it, but several channels are reporting that at least in the last couple of days, the US drones were not operating over the Black Sea, US or NATO drones. Once again, I cannot confirm or deny this information, but maybe it's true. I don't know. I still skeptical that Western ruling class is able to listen to other parties, and I don't think Western ruling class has reverse gear to de-escalate. And therefore, I'm saying that it's not a matter of if, but it's a question of when Russia will have enough and will start using extreme force. Let's see, by the way. I don't want this to happen, but yet again, only so much Russia can tolerate when it comes to this constant escalation from the Western ruling class without answering on those provocations with a really extreme force. Let's see. And dear friends, there was also reports that now US drones appeared right next to Kaliningrad, a region of the Russian Federation. And we know whenever US surveillance drones are operating in certain areas, one should expect some provocations there. And by the way, I would not be surprised at all. If Pentagon will carry out some naval drone attack together with the UK's militaries in Kaliningrad direction to target some Russian vessels, and then claim that it was Kiev regime. I would not be surprised at all if this will happen. Because, I mean, what you can expect from Western ruling class, from ruling class of US or UK or other countries in the collective West? Nothing good, isn't it? Anyways, let's see what will happen. I guess Russian side, Russian services are in full alert and monitoring situation, and will do their best to repel any possible attacks on Russia. Also, by the way, we have RIA Novosti's report here that Sokol settlement Sokol in Avdiivka direction is under full Russian control now. We know this for more than a week, I guess, but Russian Defense Ministry, being extremely conservative institution, by the way, only now confirms this information. Okay, it's not really surprising, but none of our community members probably are surprised to hear this news, because, as I said, Sokol is under Russian control for quite a while now, even if confirmation came just now from Defense Ministry. This is Sokol, by the way, this settlement in Avdiivka sector of the front line. And when it comes to situation on the line of contact, the initiative is in Russian hands all along the line of contact, and Kiev regime has no even slight chance to regain initiative on any of the directions. Let's continue with some more reports. We have this interesting news from Vzglyad newspaper that Russian forces conducted strikes on the 2 airfields on the Kiev-controlled territory, where Kiev regime was storing Bayraktar, Turkish-made Bayraktar drones, and even though there is no specifications how many of those Bayraktars were destroyed, there must be some Bayraktars that were taken out during these strikes. By the way, many of you probably had some, especially after Azerbaijani-Armenian recent conflict, when Bayraktars were actively used by Azerbaijani side, and well, they were quite effective. Bayraktars were used very effectively by Azerbaijani forces, and many people get confused. How come that these not stealth, relevantly easy to bring down drones were, why those drones were so effective against Armenian forces? And rumors still are circulating, by the way, that there was some behind the scenes agreement between Pashinyan's government and Azerbaijan leadership, and Pashinyan basically sabotaged. Pashinyan and his government, they sabotaged the Armenian forces. They did not allow Armenian forces to protect themselves in a way that they were capable of. Although of course investigations need to be conducted, what happened, how it happened, and so on, because Azerbaijani forces probably were expecting significant losses of Bayraktars, because Armenian units had very much capable air defense systems. But I mean, for whatever reason, those air defense systems did not work. In some cases, did not even launch single missile to intercept Azerbaijani drones or planes, and in many cases, if they even launch some missiles, if they even try to intercept, they were not really that successful, which is once again raising questions about training of the people, or I don't know, many questions, by the way. And some people after this Azerbaijani-Armenian conflict were expecting that Bayraktars will be active, will be as effective in hands of Kiev regime also as they were in Azerbaijani Air Force, and this is not the case, isn't it? We very rarely hear anything about Bayraktars since the beginning of special military operation, and whenever these drones are in air, they only have like a couple of minutes before they get shut down, destroyed. So yes, as I said, by the way, it's a capable drone, but nothing special, nothing extraordinary. It can be neutralized very easily by properly trained crews of their air defense systems. I still don't understand how Armenian did not destroy all those Bayraktars, Armenian forces. I just don't get it. But anyways, let's continue. Vzglyad newspaper is also reporting about successful Russian strike with the Iskander missile on a point of location of Ukrainian S-300 air defense system in the Poltava region. I shared video of destruction of this S-300 on my Telegram. If you are subscribed, you can check that video out if you want to. If you are not subscribed, please consider, by the way, I'm trying to keep my Telegram channel up to date, and it's a main reserve line of communication with the Rumble channel, of course, in case YouTube administration will decide to take down my channel here. So yes, on Telegram I shared video of destruction of that S-300, and this is not end of the story when it comes to destruction of Kyiv regime's air defense systems. Russian Defense Ministry shared video of destruction of 2 launchers of the Patriot air defense system in Odessa region this time. And well, you can see this video also on my Telegram, video of destruction of this Patriot launchers. Good news for Russia. And although, by the way, Western ruling class continues to deliver these air defense systems to Kyiv regime, and yesterday, I believe, Germany confirmed that they are transferring third Patriot battery to Kyiv regime. Because this statement was made as a confirmation of delivery of the this battery, I guess it is already in Ukraine. That system is probably already in Ukraine, as it happens many times. Whenever some announcement is made, usually that weapons system is already delivered to formally Kyiv regime. In reality, I think Patriot batteries also are operated by Western militaries, disguised as mercenaries. So yes, that's been said. Let me advertise a little bit my channel. This time, by the way, in the middle of the program, I could be used to advertise some, I don't know, some businesses, let's say in tourism industry, for example, because 99% of views on my channels are from outside of Russia. Well, information about some hotels or some restaurants for tourists, potential tourists, might be effective, you know, as advertised on my channel. But unfortunately, I don't have advertised. No one is advertising on my channel because, I mean, here in Russia, just like 1% of the views, maybe a little more, is from Russia, and among viewers from Russia, I guess majority are foreigners that live in Russia, maybe some embassy staff, and that's no businessmen, I guess. That's what I want to say, and therefore let me advertise. Yes, my own channels. This is Boosty, by the way, Boosty platform, and this is my Patreon platform. If you like this channel, if you like my work, by the way, in general, if you think it is necessary to such channels to be on the internet as mine, then please consider to subscribe on my Patreon and Boosty channels. On Patreon, by the way, I have plenty of extra videos on regular basis. Videos from here, from Dmitrov, from Moscow, from for example, yesterday I uploaded second episode of the new program that I have for Patreon and Boosty, when my older daughter is also participating in the program. And in this video we spoke about Trichikov Gallery. She's applying for university this year. So this is good practice. Why not? She already been published in several media outlets, well, these small episodes also good opportunity to train your language, English. I think she speaks quite good, better English than I do, that's for sure. And well, maybe someday she will decide to become a creator also, and share with public some news from Russia. And I have on Boosty also, by the way. Lately I started publishing all the videos on Boosty also, because you can subscribe on Boosty, you can donate from Boosty, and in a relatively short time, I guess Patreon will also have such opportunity. They are working on some, I see announcements, they are working on some changes, and maybe in a relatively short time, Patreon will also allow members to donate, not just subscribe, but also donate. Let's see. So yes, by the way, I guess that's enough for advertise. If you like what I do, by the way, if you think my channels deserve to exist in this field of news and political commentary, please consider to support by subscribing to my Patreon and Boosty channel, Patreon or Boosty, or on both, by the way. It's up to you, of course. And also, of course, you can donate through PayPal and through Boosty platform. Okay, enough advertising. And by the way, several times I was asked about financial situation of the project, and on Patreon you can see income, monthly income. That's why Patreon is so important, that I can have some understanding of the funds that I can rely on. Right now it's a little more than 1,300 US dollars a month. I have 143 Patreons, subscribers that are funding this project, and 150, about 150 free subscribers. Hopefully those subscribers that are just subscribed without supporting the channel, hopefully they will sometime will join the party and become Patreons. And when it comes to Boosty, I only have like 6 subscribers, 6 Patreons there. Overall 30, but 24 are free subscribers, only 6 are paid subscribers. So that's the financial situation, by the way. For the project, it's enough to survive, but to develop further and to have opportunity to transform into something bigger, of course, potentially, I mean, I don't even know if it's possible, but I need to double or triple income for a project. I just don't know how, man. Best I can is to publish as informative updates as I can on my YouTube and Rumble channels, also on Telegram, and then as my thank for support, I can publish extra content on my Patreon and Boosty for Patreons, and I'm trying there. And yes, when I had Buy Me Coffee, donations were very. At that point, I did not have maybe subscribers on Patreon like now, but donations were significant support, 100%. But once I get cancelled on Buy Me Coffee because of my Russian citizenship, since then, donations dropped very significantly, and now I may have like 2, 3, 4 donations a week, maybe. That's it. So at this point, I can no longer rely on donations because that's why I'm focused on Boosty and Patreon, by the way. Okay, that's been said. Today is Sunday, isn't it? So I can make this program in informal talk style. And let's continue. RT is reporting that, and dear friends, I'm very grateful, of course, for all the support, through donations, through subscriptions to my channels. Thank you very much to all the members of our community who supports, because you are basically making, allowing me to, make these videos and stay in this segment of news and political commentary. RT is reporting that Hamas relaxes Gaza peace deal demands. According to Reuters, Hamas has accepted the US proposal to be in talks on releasing male Israeli hostages and soldiers 16 days after the first phase of their de-escalation process began. Reuters cited a senior official within the Palestinian group as saying the militant group has dropped its demand for Israel to first commit to a permanent ceasefire before signing the deal. The hostage issue will be addressed after the implementation of their first phase of the agreement, aimed at settling the conflict in Gaza. According to source cited by Reuters, Hamas expects to end hostilities through talks during the deal's first 6-week phase. If the US proposal is embraced by Israel, it could lead to framework agreement that would bring peace to Gaza. After 9 months of conflict, the Hamas official suggested, and their friends yesterday or day before, there was reports that I see on media that Israeli side also said that they are in favor of this US proposal. And if that's the case, then maybe we will see through the escalation in the Palestine. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. But it seems like Netanyahu's government now is more focused on escalation with Lebanon, with Lebanese Hezbollah. So they might agree to de-escalate in Gaza. Let's see, time will tell. Interfax is reporting that today in France there is a second tour of parliamentary elections. In the first tour, Marine Le Pen's party, National Rally Party, that's the name, I guess, was very successful. On the first place, he got most of the votes, and Macron's coalition, and also a coalition of leftist bloc of the leftist parties, they are collaborating now, and they are coming up with some different schemes to not allow Le Pen's party to gain majority in the parliament. Let's see if it will work. Some experts are suggesting that probably Marine Le Pen's party will not be able to receive majority because of this collaboration between Macron's coalition and the leftist bloc. But who knows? Let's see. In any case, Le Pen's party already had huge success. But let's see what will happen. Even if Le Pen's party end up in having a majority, me personally, even though I want to see some real changes in foreign policies of the France, and especially in terms of relationships with Russia, and even though I want France to stop funding and arming Kyiv regime, I don't think that will happen. Even if Marine Le Pen's party gains majority, and they will have their own candidate on a prime minister's post. Let's see. I would like to be wrong on this, by the way, because I mean, who knows if France. If Marine Le Pen's party will stop funding Kyiv regime and arming Kyiv regime, well, that will be great news, of course. But I want that to be the case, but I don't know. I don't have faith, by the way, in Western political system and Western politicians, so therefore I'm a bit skeptical on that. Let's see. Thus, news agency is reporting that Armenia will host military exercises, combined military exercises with US troops. These exercises, Eagle Partner, will start on 15th of July and last until 24th of July. So Pashinyan's government, day in, day out, is demonstrating that they are true slaves of their Washington. They are happy to do whatever Washington demands from them, and okay, it's their choice. If Armenian society is okay with this, then let them, do whatever they want. That's it, really. It's sad that Armenia is clearly rushing on that path of self-destruction and the leadership of this CIA asset Pashinyan. But yet again, it's up to Armenian society. After all, if they are happy with this situation, then okay. If not, then they should do something before it's not too late. And RIA Novosti is reporting, by the way, that there are also other exercises, military exercises, in Belarus. And in these exercises, Chinese military personnel is taking part, which is quite interesting. And when I read this news, I was thinking, who knows? We are living in crazy times, and maybe if some next level of escalation will happen between Russia and the West, in which Belarus most likely will get involved, who knows? Maybe China will not stay out of this conflict, and they will get engaged militarily, because China don't want. China definitely don't want Western ruling class to win this proxy war against Russia. It's not in Chinese interests in any way, shape or form. China, for its national security interests, China wants Russia to prevail. And if it comes to full-scale confrontation between Russia and NATO, I guess China will get involved in this conflict on side of Russia and on side of Belarus. And maybe this exercise is meant to send a clear message exactly about that to the Western ruling class, that you know what, if you provoke large-scale conflict, we are getting involved here. And it is important because China has not just immense weapons in its hands and a stockpile of weapons, but manpower, by the way. One should keep in mind that China is 1.5 billion people, and China definitely can put on the battlefield more manpower than many other countries. Only India can do the same, because India is a number one country when it comes to population. So yes, interesting development, by the way. I think this is a message. This is definitely a message from Beijing, Minsk and Moscow to Western ruling class, that you know what, do your calculation, because if you escalate towards full-scale confrontation, then, well, you may have to deal not just with the Belarusian and Russian forces, but also Chinese forces. And when China will get in, and Russia has many more friends, by the way, it's not just China. Many other countries will fight on Russian side. I'm 100% convinced on this. Anyways, let's continue. After all, 80% of this world is on Russian side, right? 80% of this world, of humanity, by the way, are on Russian side. Some are expressing support openly, some maybe not as openly as I would like, but they are on our side, because they know Russia is on the right side of history, and Western ruling class is an evil force that needs to be neutralized. Everyone understands this. Everyone who are more or less informed, including in the Western world, by the way. Everyone understands that Western ruling class is out of touch with reality. It's out of control and has to be neutralized or some ways. Vzglyad newspaper is reporting about creation of a new confederation on the political map, this time in Sahel region of Africa, where Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso sign up for agreement to create a confederation. And this is good news, by the way. This is good news because all three members of this confederation now will be obliged to protect each other and to help each other from all possible threats, internal or from outside. There was a talks about possibility of creation confederation, and it's reality now. It's a reality now. Good news, by the way. RIA Novosti is reporting that Finland experiencing some difficulties now with the wood because of their anti-Russian sanctions, on which Finland signed up also. And because of their ban on import of Russian wood, prices in Finland are skyrocketing on wood. There are less investments in this sector of the economy, and Finnish economy begins to experience some difficulties because of it. But yet again, of course, I mean, this is not critical stuff, but little difficulties here, little there, and eventually all these negative elements in economy of Finland eventually will combined effect will be quite devastating, I think. So Finnish society should get ready, by the way, because this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Finnish leadership destroy relationships with Moscow. Finland benefited greatly with its neutral status, but it's no longer neutral. It's part of anti-Russian military bloc, NATO. And as Russia was warning, there will be consequences for that. And they will be. Russian side was correct. And European leaders, by the way, they are very keen to destroy European economies, to create additional problems for EU member state citizens, and they are getting involved in a tariff war now with China that they cannot afford. I mean, they cannot win this war of tariffs with China. All they will manage to do with this EU so-called leaders is to create additional problems for their own businesses, for their own economies. But anyways, let's go through this news here. Beijing has announced the next stage in its investigation into EU brandy imports in the latest tit-for-tat measure after the EU imposed provisional duties on Chinese electric vehicles. The EU on Thursday slapped tariffs ranging from 17.4 to 37.6% on Chinese EV imports on top of existing 10% duties, citing Beijing's unfair subsidization of the car manufacturers. The Chinese Ministry of Commerce responded on Friday by announcing that it will hold a hearing on July 18 to address claims that EU brandy producers are selling their goods in China below market rates. So yes, by the way, EU can do this. China can play this game also, and when China slaps back, they gonna feel. European business is gonna feel it big time. Big time. But yet again, when you have such leadership like EU does, I mean, what else you expect but some negativity? They are destroying EU from within, by the way. They are destroying European economy from within. Like Biden's administration destroys US from within. Same goes for Brussels, you know. Same goes for those unelected officials in EU that are destroying a European economy from inside. RIA Novosti report that Russian Mir card, by the way, and the Iranian Shetab card will unify these paying systems, which is also great. Also great news. Next step on the way to create alternative financial and banking system, alternative to the Western one that is extremely weaponized by Western ruling class. So yes, this is good news. Now citizens or holders of the Russian Mir card and holders of the Iranian Shetab card will be able to pay for goods and services in two countries, and in every country, by the way, where Mir is operating and Shetab is operating. So I guess this is a well, very significant deal. This information was announced by head of central bank of the Iran, Mohammed Farzin, and information itself was reported by Tasnim news agency of Iran. So, well, good, great news, by the way. And also some information about Olympics, so-called Olympics that are planned to take place in France. Well, Russian athletes, Russian wrestlers who received an invitation from the International Olympic Committee, so-called International Olympic Committee, refused to compete at the games in Paris. A source in the Russian Wrestling Federation reported this to TASS. So yes, some Russian athletes that receive an invitation will go there, and they have every right to do so. Of course, they are training hard for all their life to get to Olympics, and I mean, who can criticize them, by the way, that they want to compete there? But majority of the athletes, Russian athletes that will receive invitation, will refuse to go as a protest, by the way. And when it comes to wrestlers, by the way, I mean, this is top team. This is top team, and I wonder whoever wins that Olympic in wrestling, what they gonna say? I mean, gold medalists, that they are best in the world, when they know that first 10 best not even participating in Olympics. That's why I'm saying this is not Olympics, by the way. This is disgrace what is happening with the so-called International Olympic Committee, and hopefully people worldwide will don't spend even single second on that garbage event. That's it. And by the way, if you ask me, sportsmen worldwide should protest also. Athletes worldwide should also protest and say, you know what, we are not going in this so-called Olympics because we want to compete in real Olympics. And we want to see all top sportsmen in the world on that event. But if you are blocking Russia, if you are blocking Belarus, if you are blocking this country and that country, then this is not really gathering of their top sportsmen in the world, isn't it? Factually, it's not. So no matter what you're gonna call that garbage games, it's not Olympics. It goes against all the principles that Olympic Games should have. That's it, man. So it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace, and that's how this Paris Olympics will go down in history. Disgrace. Total disgrace of idea of Olympic Games. That's all it is. And I will end this update, by the way, on this news that in southern districts of Moscow, yesterday some 50% of rainfall of monthly norm was monitored, which is huge, isn't it? In just a couple of hours in certain areas of Moscow, there was 50% of monthly norm of rain, which is crazy. in the beginning of this week and entire last week, by the way, there was immense heat. Now it's little better, but because of this mix of hot and cold cyclones, weather is getting crazy also, and there are winds, rain, then hot again, then it continues this way. But well, that's the weather. What you gonna do about it? So yes, there was some extreme weather in Moscow yesterday, and I guess this is it. This is it for now. Hopefully you will find this update informative, interesting. It's in informal talk style. It's a Sunday, so I guess it's okay. And yes, hopefully you will find this update interesting, useful, informative, and if so, please click that like button and leave some commentary just about anything. And as many commentaries as you can, because this is the only way we can deal with this crappy YouTube algorithm, by the way, and shadow ban that my channel is in on YouTube. Yesterday's update was hammered by YouTube. It's only got like 3.6 thousand views. At least that's what it shows. I don't trust these numbers, by the way. I mean, let me show you. So it says like 3.6 thousand views, and as I mentioned, by the way, it has more than 600 likes and only 3.6 thousand views. This is something is wrong here, by the way. Usually view like ratio is about around 10%. So when I have like 500 likes and more, 500 likes, that's approximately 5 to 7,000 views at least. But here I got at this point like 629 views, including mine likes, sorry, and only 3,600 views. I don't know. So yes, likes, by the way, likes and comments may help to deal with this crappy algorithm to reach wider audience. And yes, if you want to support, all the links are under this video in description box and in the pinned comment. Before I go, let me once again remind you that this evening, 9 o'clock Moscow time, I will have a live stream on YouTube channel, and I hope you will join the conversation. It's gonna be good fun, as it always is. Community chat first of all, and also news update. If you have some questions, by the way, that you want to be highlighted during the stream, 100%, or if you have some comment that you want to be highlighted during the live stream, 100%, then you can send those questions or comments through PayPal, Boosty, or on my Patreon page, if you are subscribed there. And of course I will start Q&A part with those questions and the comments. This is it for now. Have a great day and take care.